let momentum guide you.
So let momentum guide you through. So what I actually mean by that is, let's say you're driving a car. It is easier for the car to hit 100 if you're already at 60 than for the car to go from 0 to 100. Because the car was already moving so fast, it is easier for the car to go faster. So what the car had was momentum. That is mass into velocity. Now, that's a physics term, which I'm not here to talk about. What I'm telling is you can apply momentum to the things in your life, to your goals, to your aspirations, or any challenges that you're overcoming. So in the other video, I explained how you can use momentum to overcome social anxiety. So if you put yourself in more socially challenging situations, eventually it'll become a habit, and you let momentum help you overcome that. It'll be so natural for you to go from point A to point B. It'll be so natural for you to go and start expressing yourself. And that is what I mean by using momentum to your advantage. So this basically happens even when you get into any sort of addiction, right? It is so easy, like when you're lighting up that cigarette, like every day you light up that cigarette, it has become a habit. What happens is you're not thinking. The thinking logical part of your brain kind of weakens, and the impulsive part of your brain kind of shines, because you have made smoking or drinking or doing drugs into a habit, and you've been doing it consistently for such a long period of time. Your body, it's just like impulse. It is very impulsive. Your limbic system is kind of active, and it kind of just do it. It's like you're on autopilot. You just light up a cigarette, you start drinking, and now people tell that this is very bad. Like you have to have impulse control, but that's very natural, all right? We are human beings. We are supposed to have impulse just flow out. It helps us in very dangerous situations. So what you can do is actually use this to your advantage. Use the impulse that you have to your advantage. So what you have to do is just to retrain your mind, retrain your body in a way where you start using impulse to activities that actually benefit you in the long term. So if you want to go work out, the first initial days is going to be hard, but put yourself out there, go regularly for a month, and then your mind will think, okay, this is the new habit. This is our new life. We have to adapt to this. And your body is so magical. It kind of adapts to what you're doing. And then after 60 days of going consistently every morning to the gym, it feels natural. And days when you don't have motivation, people say if you don't have motivation, just rely on discipline and systems. But sometimes you don't feel like being disciplined. I know, right? You can consume all the motivational David Goggins content. I mean, David Goggins is basically exceptional. That's an amazing human being, right? That's the epitome of human creation. But not everybody is David Goggins, all right? So you can't rely on discipline, systems, and motivation regularly. Sometimes you have to, train yourself to do something consistently. Like, it is very hard for you to get off the ground, but once you're off the ground, sometimes you don't even have to think about it. Let your impulse guide you through it. Let your impulse, push you forward. Like, you don't feel motivated, you don't feel the discipline also to go and do something that you actually should be doing. This can also be applied to your career goals. It can be applied to your business. It can be applied to whatever, positive thing that you're doing, whatever thing that you're doing which actually helps you in the long term. You can use that impulse. If you're not motivated, if you're not disciplined, that automatic impulse, that momentum, will help you push more and more. And that is so beautiful. You can use that to even overcome any sort of anxiety, any sort of addiction that you have. So the thing about social anxiety, put yourself out more in social situations. If you have the fear of speaking, if you have the fear of being judged, go express yourself out more in public spaces. Go speak more. It doesn't matter. And the best thing you can do, let's say if you're really afraid, go set up a camera inside your own room, speak to the camera, record yourself, and watch the clip again. And take notes, like how you can improve. Now this, is very uncomfortable at the beginning, but once you start doing it again and again and again, if you start creating a habit out of it, it becomes a habit, and momentum will eventually guide you through it. Like some days you don't even have to think about it, right? It's like you're going on autopilot, but instead of going to the tornado or thunderstorms, you're going to sunshine and rainbows. I mean, literally, instead of lighting up that cigarette, instead of snorting that beautiful line of cocaine, you're going out there and overcoming social anxiety. You're overcoming your traumatic, uncomfortable truths that have been hidden deep down inside. And you can also apply this to letting go. All that uncomfortable situation that you've faced in your entire lifetime, that's been piled up inside all these negative emotions, which make you feel bad. You don't want to face them because you're so afraid. But once you start small, you eventually build up to the most traumatic situation. You eventually build up to the most painful situation and let go. And letting go would just become so natural. You don't even have to think about it. Now, I mentioned in the other video, for letting go, you just have to breathe in, embrace all the emotions, and then breathe out. Like, it'll become so natural for you. You don't even have to think about it. And let momentum guide you through this. So use momentum, use that impulse, the impulsivity that has been ingrained in your beautiful body, mind, and soul. Use that to your advantage. Don't try to shut it off. Whatever things that you have in your body, right, it is there for a reason. Whatever emotions you're feeling, whatever thoughts that arise in your mind, use it to your advantage. Don't try to get rid of anything. You're not man-made. This is not some experiment. This is not some code problem or thesis or research paper where you can just get rid of some shit. This is you, a whole human being. Embrace this. Be your authentic self and let out and experience all these emotions from the left to the right and everything in between. And never judge yourself. All right? Other people may judge or may not judge. Nobody gives a fuck. You don't give a fuck. All right? So never judge yourself. Embrace authenticity. Keep moving on. And any situation that you feel this is hard, build up that momentum and then let momentum guide you through it. Build up the discipline first. Initial is going to be hard, but then momentum will guide you through it. And if you follow this principle, you can eventually tackle any challenge that life throws upon you.